All right, guys, back again with a little graphing demonstration. We're going to start with just some basic graphing. Remember the rules for graphing. We have our two coordinates. We have our x-coordinate and our y-coordinate, and we always go over first and then up. So the first number always tells us how far over to go, and the second number always tells us how far up to go. So let's say I wanted to graph point A on this big, beautiful coordinate graph. So I start at 0, 0, the origin, and it says point A is 5, 7. So that means 5 over and then 7 up. So we go over to the 5 and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the 7. And that's where we'd put point A. So we'll do the same thing for the rest of them. For point B, we'll start at our origin, 0, 0, go all the way over to the 13, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check and make sure it's on the 10 line. It is. I counted right. For point C, we'll start at the origin. We'll go 0 over this time, so it stays right here, and then up 5. Remember, those are always the tricky ones where there's a 0 in there. All right, point D is 7, 2. So we'll go 7 over, 2 up, right here. That's point D. And then point E is 13 over, all the way over to 13, and then up 14. For these big numbers, you might want to go up here, and then just combine our lines. 13 and 14 goes together right there. All right, another kind of question you'll see a lot is where it gives you the points on the coordinate grid, and then it asks you what are the coordinates of those points. So let's start with point E, which is right here, as an elephant. Okay, I need the x, how far over I went from the origin, and the y coordinate, how far up I went from the origin. So if I start at the origin, to get to E, I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up. So the coordinates for that point would be 4, 10, because I went 4 over and then 10 up. For point F, the coordinates would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the coordinates for that point would be 8, 12. All right, for coordinate G, point G, I would go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then up 8. So the coordinates would be 9, 8. What would the coordinates for point H be? Well, let's see. It would be over 7 and up 5. So 7, 5 for point H. Another famous type of question is one where it says something like, what are 3 points that are 4 units away from 6, 8? So I can use the graph to do this. I can graph the point 6, 8. Remember, that means 6 over and 8 up. So 6 over 8 up would be right there. Okay, and then I can just use the graph and count. What are 4 points away from that? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 1 point. That's 6, 12. I could go 4 units this way to the east of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 10, 8. Could go 4 units down, 4 units south of the point. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 6, 4. And I could also go 4 units left or to the west of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 2, 8. Okay, so that's 4 points that are 4 units away from that. Let's say I had a very similar question, but this time there's no graph included. Okay, it says, what are 3 points that are 5 units away from 10, 5? So if you think about that graph in your head, okay, you know if I go up or down 5 times, that'll change my coordinate that comes second, right? Because that's how far up on the graph it goes. So if I think the x-coordinate stays the same, it's in a straight line from that point, but if I go up 5 more points, it would be 5 more than the y-coordinate that it already has. So 5 more than 5, the y-coordinate would be 10. All right, what if I went down 5 points? What would the y-coordinate be then? Well, it'd be 5 minus 5, 0. Okay, I can do the same thing. If I want to go left or right instead of up or down, I just keep my y-coordinate the same, so it stays at 5 for the y-coordinate, but my x-coordinate goes up by 5 or down by 5 to move it left or right. So if I move to the right, my x-coordinate would get bigger. It'd be 5 more. So 10 plus 5, 15. If I go the other way to the left, my x-coordinate would get smaller, and it would become which number? A 5, right. 10 minus 5 is 5. All right, the last question you'll see today is where it gives you a big grid, and it's sort of like a map of a town, and it's got some different places on there. So this map has the mall, our home, the fire department, and the skating rink all on it. Okay, and it wants you to find some other places and put them on there. So it says the gym is 5 blocks south and 3 blocks west of the skating rink. Plot the gym on the grid. And it'll usually have a compass rose here, but if it doesn't, remember south is always down, north is always up. East is this way, west is this way. If you go clockwise, starting at the top, it's north, east, south, west. Or never eat squiggly worms. Or there's lots of other things to help you remember that. Okay, so it says 5 blocks south and 3 blocks west, the gym is of the skating rink. So I start at the skating rink. I need to go 5 blocks south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ella did this on her assignment she submitted, and I liked it, so I'm going to use it. And 3 blocks west. 1, 2, 3. So boom, and that is the gym. This next one says, the movie theater is twice as far from the skating rink in both directions as the gym. Plot the movie theater on the grid. So twice as far in both directions. So if the gym was 5 south, how far south should the movie theater be? 10, good. So we're going to go 10 south this time. I'll go on the other side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 south. And the gym was 3 west. So how far west would the movie theater be? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put my dot and label it movie theater. There we go. Each day there'll be a lesson page and then also an assignment page. The lesson page is just there to help you. It's a reteach page out of the book. So at the top there's this big rectangle which may or might not show up depending on how you print it. Okay? So this has just a kind of an idea of what we're doing for the day. So the key idea says a coordinate plane is formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line, horizontal, and a vertical number line, vertical. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers that is used to locate a point in that coordinate plane. So we know the first number is the x-coordinate, tells us how far over to go, how far horizontally. And the second number, the y-coordinate, tells us how far up or vertically to go. Okay? And then it gives you some examples at the top. It says write an ordered pair that goes with z. So we know to get to z, and they show you here, you have to go 5 over and 6 up. So 5, 6. Same thing for point B. It says it's located at 3, 2, plot and label it. So you go 3 over, first coordinate is x, 2 up, second coordinate, and then you label point B. So down at the bottom are some examples, so let's do those together real quick. It says write the ordered pair corresponding to the point. So point D is how far over, 0, and then how far up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the coordinate for point D would be 0, 5. All right, point W is how far over, 3, and how far up, 1. So 3, 1 is the coordinate for that one. Okay, and then it says plot and label the point in the coordinate plane. So number 3, K, is at 1, 2. So that means I go over 1 and up 2. So over 1, up 2, boom, point K. Number 4, point P, is at 3, 0. So I would go over 3, up 0, so it stays right there, and label point B. One of the trickiest things this chapter is remembering that these zeros means you don't move at all. So anytime you see a 0 there, it should be on either the y-axis or the x-axis line, depending on which one has a 0. So a couple of housekeeping things. You guys should be getting a call from me later today, just checking in, seeing how you're doing with everything. I'll probably call once a week or so. So if you guys want to be on that call, whenever I call your parents, just ask and I'll talk to you for a little while. And then make sure you are working on the math stuff, keeping caught up. That way it's not a crazy weekend for you at your house. Do whatever way works for you. Make sure your parents will let me know if you want a packet. It'll be in the front office for you starting tomorrow. Here's today's candy question. You can just pause the video so it stays on your screen while you work on it. Don't forget order of operations, or it will take much longer and you won't have it right. All I have for today, so I miss you guys. I love you guys. Have a good one. See you soon.